Welcome to the Weekend Warriors Fishing Podcast, presented by 13 Fishing Canada. Make your own luck. We're here to scratch that angling itch and talk everything fishing. Join us as we sit down with special guests from across the industry. Now, here's your hosts, Logan Lewis
and Jesse Cadron.
Episode 120, Tales of the North and the South. It's a recap episode for myself and Jesse. He's here once again. I am your co-host, Logan Lewis, and like I said, Jesse is here this week. What were you? Were you gone for 2 weeks?
Jeez, man, I feel like I've missed 4 weeks of podcasting here. It's been a while.
That's 2 months.
It's yeah. I feel bad. So thank you for doing so good in the last couple episodes here without me. I apologize.
No
I couldn't make it, but you did good, and yeah, I enjoyed the episodes too. So
yeah, busy guy. Last time we talked to you, I think you were probably still at the farm. Since then, you've bounced around a bit, which we'll be getting into. We're going to cover the 2 tournaments I fished, and we're going to cover bear camp for yourself and how the first week and a bit's going up at Lac La Martre there. So
yeah, sounds good.
I think it should be good. Some good stories to come. But before we hop into everything here, to kick things off here, we got 13 Fishing. Thank you to them for being the presenting sponsor of the show since the very beginning. My last 2 tournaments there was running a ton. Everything I was running was 13 or Rapala, and didn't let me down. I'll just say the fish that I wasn't catching that would have gave me better weights, that's on myself, not the gear. So big thanks to them for being the presenting sponsor of the show. You can head over to the Rapala Canada website, use the code Weekend Warriors, that's WKND Warriors, to save yourself 15% off at checkout. If I were anyone right now, maybe you're doing some family trips. That's what I got coming up here, some northern trips. Check out some of the pike baits. I'm getting all my big gear ready to go. Some of the stuff I would take up north to Lac La Martre. I'm kind of pumped because I'm going to try and use that for trolling some lake trout up north and going for some pike and some new bays that I'm going to be checking out. So, like I said,
Sweet.
Code Weekend Warriors, save yourself 15% off at checkout. Next up, Saskatchewan Wildlife Federation. Another tie-in here to my northern trip. I purchased from Jeff Kwasny, pretty sure he listens to the show, purchased a PDL 120 from him as he was upgrading his kayak. So I will be getting into some of these stock trout lakes that they have up north where I'm going. And put the kayak in. It'll be nice to actually be in an enjoyable boat for the first time ever in one of these lakes for myself. It's always some tinner that's got holes in it, or I'm paddling with a branch kind of thing, like a log. I don't know. It's never really a great situation. So definitely looking forward to that. But big thanks to the Saskatchewan Wildlife Federation for sponsoring the show. Head over to the website, get your membership, $25, nice and easy. They got the stocking program, access to land, the magazine, some insurance, and just a great community that myself and Jesse are both lucky to be a part of. Next up, Angler's Edge Mapping. We are actually going to be recording with Craig. He came down with a cold, so this is why you're getting a recap episode from myself and Jesse. So we'll hopefully be recording with him next week for episode 121. But head over to the Angler's Edge website. Check out what maps they have if you want to buy the Saskatchewan chip, the Manitoba chip, or their full catalog. Some really great stuff in there. You can buy prints. They're not even prints, actually. They're solid stuff there that you can get the maps. This is Clearwater Lake in Manitoba. Now they got tons of them offer up there. Great present for anyone who's at those lakes. I know I'm looking forward to that for some of the lakes I frequent. But yeah, lots of stuff there. More and more maps being released as well coming down the pipe. So check out the list and see if any of those maps interest you.
Yeah, I look forward to chatting with them. I've missed both episodes that you've had them on. I think, the last one, I think it was like episode 88. I missed that episode, so I look forward to chatting with him here. Hopefully next week we can line something up and he's feeling better and get talking about Angler's Edge again.
Yeah, for sure. He did say, he's like, I'll just take some cough medicine. I'll be good to go. I was like, no, don't worry. It's not that big of a deal. Don't worry about it. So no, that should be a good one. But lastly, which we'll be getting to a little bit more of the lodge talk later on in this episode, but Lac La Martre Adventures, sponsoring the show this year as well, repping the hats. You guys still have these hats up there right now?
Yep, sure do.
Yeah, lots of great merch as well for anyone who's checked out their website. But head over to the website, inquire about some dates. You might even get to see Jesse up there or the other great crew of guides that they have. Incredible fishing. I was actually thinking about it the other day, and like anyone who's got, like, you see, it's kind of apples to oranges, but say like you see clips of someone deep sea fishing and you're like, oh, that looks awesome. And then you go and do it and you're like, this is kind of, you could tell like it's not always great, right? Like the deep sea fishing, or you see some other videos, or you talk to some people, oh, the fishing was lights out, and then you maybe go and experience it as like not what you thought, like
right, like inconsistent. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And like Lac La Martre was the first place where, like, even as a guide, I was even fishing, and I'm like, man, this fishing is incredible. Like, whether I'm not always going to say you're always going to get a 40-inch lake trout every day, or you're always going to get 40-inch pike every day. The pike is usually your, I don't want to say it's guaranteed. Like it is pretty crazy.
I'll call him out, but if you were in Josh's boat this week, you'd be struggling. He told me not to say anything, and I was like, Josh, I don't worry, I won't say nothing.
Yeah, Jersh wouldn't be like that. But even if the size may I'm sure he's got quite a few 38s and 39s or whatever, right? But even if the size wasn't there, those 40s weren't there, the numbers are there to make up for it. Like, it's just incredible fishing. So it's definitely something you want to inquire about, whether it's the trip of a lifetime or it's something you want to make a yearly or bi-yearly thing of. It's you won't regret it at all. And like I said, you might end up in Jesse's boat too. So that could be good. That could be bad. I don't know.
If you draw the short straw, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure if we have any like opening weeks or any cancellations yet. But if anything comes up, we'll be sure to announce it on here. Put
it on socials as well. Yeah. Well, that kind of covers the quick sponsors, everything like that. There, we may as well pop into it. Do we want to start with Bear Camp? That kind of go in chronological order.
Sure. Yeah, because I think the last time we recorded, I was in Edmonton about to leave to Bear Camp, or maybe I was at home, but I think I was in Edmonton for some reason. But Bear Camp went really good. So it's in south central British Columbia, 45 minutes or an hour outside of Vernon. It was my second year down there. Drove there. It's like 1,500 kilometer drive. Drove down there, got there a couple days early so we could scout around and look for bears, look for sign. I found my first Shira's moose paddle, so I was stoked on that. That was awesome. So now I just got to find like an Alaska Yukon moose paddle, and I'll have all three, sheds off all three. But anyway,
there you go.
That's another thought in my brain. Yeah. Don't get me started on the caribou. I think I found all three caribou. So I'm pretty pumped on that. I got mountain, barren ground, and the woodland. But
that's pretty sweet.
I want to find like a really nice woodland caribou shed. Anyway, way off topic. I had 2 hunters on first week, and I did a fair bit of scouting on the couple days prior. So like I knew where I wanted to be, and we got onto bears pretty early in the day. Had this logging road that had a pile of grass, pile of clover. There was a lot of rain over there this spring, so there was a ton of feed, a ton of grass, and that first week you're basically just hunting the good feed. They're not quite rutting and on the prowl yet. So we made a plan to walk this logging road on the first night, waited for the thermals, the wind to switch, and push downhill. And sure enough, we come over this little ridge, just crest this hill, and there's this black bear like 300 yards away, just chowing down, working his way away from us. We waited for him to go around the corner so we could cut the distance and get closer. And so as we do that, and as we finish cresting the hill, here's this beautiful color phase, like cinnamon black bear, half the distance, like right in this little drainage that we couldn't see. And I just put the brakes on because I was at like a pretty good pace to catch up to that first bear I seen. Second bear, put the brakes on, stop everybody, and the bear didn't see us, and he feeds his way up the hill and like kind of in a little drainage. So we get Buddy set up on the sticks, move over into the off the center of the road, because you don't want to be just standing there and have the bear looking at you. So we used a little bit of cover on the edge, and he fed his way straight down the road to us, and the hunter made an awesome shot and a great follow-up shot. And yeah, it was a beautiful. I think I posted one photo on my Instagram. I'm gonna post another one once I pull him off my GoPro. But yeah, great hunt. And then the very next day, we did the exact same thing with the second hunter. We walked that same road. We made it like 500 yards past where we got the bear the night before. Encountered this amazing stud of a black bear. Just came strutting down the road like he was doing the, I don't know, the strut, I guess. They get this like big wobble.
You could call it the pug walk, when they got the feet kind of going in. And...
Yeah, like they're toed in and they're just kind of like stumbling. Super, super cool to watch that bear come down the road. And I got my hunter laying down, prone, bino harness under the stock. Like, couldn't have been more solid. Had such a good rest. 138 yards. The hunter shoots, and the bear goes down the mountain. Couldn't really tell from the reaction of the shot. I couldn't really tell how good of a hit it was or nothing. But we go there and found a little bit of blood. But we never did find that bear. We never did recover it, which is a shame. It was very disappointing, but I mean, nothing. As a guide, I did everything in my power.
You had your guy.
Like, pardon?
I said you had your guy.
Yeah, like I did the best I could. I mean, the only other thing I could have done for him was literally pulled the trigger. So
yeah.
But and then yeah, week 2, I had this father-son combo. He brought his 9-year-old son, on his first big game hunt ever. And the kid was just pumped, like, had a great time, was very well behaved in the truck. 'Cause we're in the truck for like 8 to 10 hours a day sometimes, and like glassing and driving, and the roads are not nice. They're bumpy as heck, and down a mountain. I think I burned off a set of brake pads on my truck just going down hills over there. But we got him a nice bear, like pulled up on a glassing knob. We're looking across the valley for bears, and I go to set my binoculars down on the dash. I look up, and here's this bear strutting towards us, kind of sniffing around, and got set up on it. Hunter made a great shot, put the bear down right there, and the kid's just pumped in the back seat. He's like, "Oh, Dad, did you get him? Did you get him, Dad?" And he looks at me. The dad looks at me like, I don't know what happened. I'm like, "Oh yeah, you folded him. Like, you got him. We got him." And the kid, Carter's in the back. He's like, "Yeah, Dad, nice drop." And he's just pumped. And oh, it was like one of the best hunting experiences I've had, just for that reason. Wasn't like a huge bear by any means, but just the reaction and the story for them and his son. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun. And then we tried getting another hunter, a bear, but came close a few times. Came close on a really nice, like 6-foot bear, big black bear, 300 pounds, but just was a couple seconds too late, and never worked out. But had a lot of fun. I enjoyed over there. The spot and stock hunting is very challenging. You definitely don't get a lot of opportunity, and it happens fast, and the country's beautiful. Scott and Jody, the outfitters, are great, and I think I'm pretty sure I'll be going back next spring, because it's very cool. I like it.
With new brake pads.
With new brake pads. Oh, I had to like tear the front end of my truck apart. Scott and I did wheel bearings and a ball joint and my tie rods on my truck on our brake day, on our changeover day. So we were at home mechanics for a few hours there.
Well, at least you had to drive home to make sure everything was good before you drove up to the territories with it.
Yeah.
Or did you take the Humminbird up there?
No, I drove my truck. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. Well, that sounds pretty good. I most of what you see online is the over bait, right? But that sounds pretty sweet. There's not like I've never shot a bear, never hunted bears. Is that when you're spot and stalking, like you said they weren't really rutting yet, like there's nothing you can do with bears as far as calling or anything either, right?
You can do a predator call, like a fawn in distress is really popular there, because right when we're hunting, the elk fawns and the deer fawns are dropping, so they are keying in on that. I thought I had a rabbit call, and I brought it with me because I like pulled it out of the garage. I was like, oh yeah, there's my rabbit squeaker. Like, do a jackrabbit in distress for him. And here was a cow elk chirp. So I pull it out of my bag, and because we had this bear on the road that we'd seen driving, drove past it, got on the other side of the wind, get out of the truck, and like I'm like, oh yeah, I'll call him back. We'll see if he pops out. And I go to like, and it's just it's just this terrible E sound. I'm like, oh no, I should have tested this before I brought it. But
so it didn't work.
It didn't work. No. I thought the bear might just feel sorry for me and come check it out, but he never did.
Right. So you're playing more on the predator side than the mating side.
Yeah.
With that.
I don't think there's any kind of mating call you could do, to my knowledge. But like when their boars are rutted up, they are dumber than a whitetail. It is super cool to see them out doing their thing, and they're just, you can tell there's only one thing on their mind. And
so they're fighting a lot then too?
I didn't see any fighting, but I did see some mating of some grizzly bears.
Oh, those are grizzlies.
Those were grizzlies. Yeah, that was cool. That was like 800 yards away. Seeing them glassing a clear cut right in the middle of the clear cut. At first, I thought it was a moose. Then I thought it was two black bears. Then I thought it was a moose again. And I'm like, wait, no, that is two grizzlies going at it.
They forgot to close the blinds.
They forgot to put a sock on the door. Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. You're not much footage of that, I bet.
No, and like I talked to my boss.
Or you're just the only guy who actually recorded it.
Maybe. I talked to my boss about it, and he's hunted grizzly bears in Canada before they banned it. So, and all over, like even in Alaska and the Yukon, and he said he's always seen them chasing, or he sees them chasing a lot, like messing with each other, but he's never witnessed them locked up like that. He says he's never seen that. So that was pretty special. And when Scott said that, he was quite jealous. He was like, that is super cool. And I was like, whoa, that's pretty rare then. So
you and that bear got lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty good. So I do any of the guys keep the meat, or is this mostly like a skull and hide thing, or?
Yeah, we keep the back legs and the back straps. And we cooked a leg each week, one back leg. And then Scott and Jody just kept the other one, and they were going to mix it in with like moose burger and stuff, and just into ground meat. But yeah, and then they're taking the hides home. I think both hunters did rugs, so full body rug.
Okay. And is it black bears in general that you have to make sure you're cooking all the way through, or is it just once in certain areas as far as are they trichinosis or? Oh,
yeah, trichinosis. It's all bears everywhere. Okay. They all got worms.
So you just make sure it's cooked. Sort of.
Yeah. Like up to 160 degrees Fahrenheit, I think, or even 180. Cook it like pulled pork, and it's fantastic. It's
so like a low and slow kind of thing.
Yeah,
you're not doing it like any steaks or anything.
No. It'd be way too tough, eh?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you just put that whole back leg in a roaster and treat it like a pulled pork. Like throw it in there at 200 for 6 hours, 8 hours.
Okay.
Like just let her in a yeah.
Oh, it's pretty sweet.
It's tasty. It's really good. Makes really good tacos, really good burritos.
Does it depend what they're eating at the time?
They say so. I think if you smother it in barbecue sauce and seasoning, you're probably not going to taste the difference. But yeah, so I've heard, but I've yet to notice a difference. Well, they say good. That a blueberry bear tastes the best, so like a fall bear.
Yeah, I saw that on a Meat Eater episode. They were up in the mountains, and it was eating blueberries or something. Better than when they're down by the water eating fish or something.
Right. Yeah. Eating the saltwater crayfish and mussels and stuff.
Yeah. No thanks. I don't want a fishy tasting bear.
No, it'd be like eating a loon, man.
Exactly.
Not that I've eaten a loon.
No. None of those birds. Well, that's good. That's pretty successful then. With 3 sets of hunters or 3 groups. Mm-hmm.
I got every one of my hunters a bear, just never found the other one. And then I took over, once I was successful, I took over the other group, or like I took a guy with me, to just fill in, because the other guide unfortunately went all season without guiding a bear. So that was tough. But yeah, I look at it as I was successful. So I got 3 hunters. We had 6 hunters total, I think.
Okay. So little did the other guide know that while you were out pre-hunting, where you're out scouting, you're actually just hanging beavers in every tree. Or did I just accuse you of something illegal?
No, because I had the same idea, and I was bugging Scott. I was like, oh, next year I'm coming here a week early, and I'm hanging beavers 7 feet in a tree, and we'll just drive around and check them, and that way we know if there's a 7-foot or like a big bear around that can reach it. And he just shook his head. He's like, no. And I was like, oh, come on. He's like, you Saskatchewans, you want to hunt everything off a bait.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you. I think the spot and stock, I mean, it does sound like more truck hunting than, I guess, a hiking spot and stock. Would that be fair?
It is. I mean, it's up to the hunter's level of fitness. I mean, like, we're hiking in steep mountains.
Yeah.
Like, some of it is...
I don't blame you at all.
Nuts, but it's a lot of driving just to do the scouting and to look for, like, fresh sign, fresh feed. And then then once they start rutting and mating, your best bet's just to cover ground. Because if you sit up on a glassing knob, by the time you glass a rutting boar across the valley, he's moving at like 6 miles an hour, just traversing.
Yeah.
And so by the time you get down and try to cut him off, he's gone. You missed him.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
And then, went home, had a wedding, and went up to Dory Lake for a couple days, where the family cabin's at. Had some really good fishing. Did a really good shore lunch with an Australian friend of mine, Baden. And, that was nice. I haven't been to the cabin in like 3 years. Caught a couple walleye. Didn't get any giants, but caught some nice fish. They had fun. And then started my drive up here. Caught a walleye in the Northwest Territories by in the Frank Channel by Betchico. That was cool. I was hoping for an ink canoe or a she-fish, but freaking walleye followed me from Saskatchewan. Couldn't get
Your
get away
favorite
from
species
them.
doesn't get away
Buggers,
from you.
man. I got excited. It looked like a coney because just like the white belly came up first. I was like, oh, it's a coney. And I was like, it's a walleye. And
What are you tossing for? Just a spoon?
I actually I did have Adam's Angling Adventure spoon on. But the water is real dirty, and that silver spoon wasn't showing up well, so I ended up throwing a orange and black, orange and black bucktail spinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. And now you're flown in. You're on your second set of clients now.
Tomorrow's day 6 of my group, and then the lodge has been open for 2 weeks now, or 2 sets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's party time.
Tomorrow's party time. You know it.
As much as you can party when you got to wake up the next morning and do it all again.
Yeah. Mild buzz.
Well, do we want to go into my tournaments, or since we're already talking about the lodge, you want to get into the lodge stuff?
Nah, we can talk about lodge stuff later. Okay. I want to hear about your first place victory.
Oh, I guess we'll just go to the lodge stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was good. I didn't touch on it much in the last episode just because I was by myself and kind of whatever to talk about it then when I'm just talking to myself for the intros and stuff like that. But no, I finally got to fish the Buffalo tournament again. I fished it for the first time. It was my first ever tournament. I fished it the year before I went up north guiding for the first time to Lac La Martre. And then so I was up at Lac La Martre for those 3 years, or those 3 stints, which would cover June, which is when the tournament is. So I didn't fish it for those 3 years. And then the next year after that, which I think is last year. Yeah, last year we went to fish it, but then it got canceled due to wind, kind of just weather conditions. So didn't get to fish it that year either. So that we were going on to the 5th year now, where I'm like I've wanted to fish it again since the first time I fished it, just being the home waters. And it finally worked out. So I fished it with my dad and my younger cousin, and it was a ton of fun. I'd kind of set, I was hoping to be around at least 20 pound bag, which is typically pretty good for that lake. I think we ended at 19.77. So it wasn't. We were about middle of the pack, I think. Is there 50 teams, and it was like 22nd or something. Can't remember exactly what it was.
How big was the first place bag?
The first place bag was Evan Callahan. I'm not sure if he still listens, but he got that. Is 24 something, which is like, for example, on how the bags were like 1977. If you're around 20, you think you're getting a check usually.
Yeah, because you said last year 1977 would have got you like fourth place or something.
No, that's not that weight, but I was saying that with the Riverhurst tournament.
Okay.
So it kind of fell under the same thing. If you compared my bag to last year's, it would have been great. But
gotcha.
Anyways, yeah, no, Evan won with 24 something. It might have been around 24 and a half. And then there's I think there's someone in the 23 and then some 22s, 21s. Like it was all kind of pretty tight. I think the smallest bag was 15 or 16 pounds. So it's not like there's too much separation there. It's just trying to find those overs in Buffalo typically isn't that common. I think big fish was still 8 pounds something, which is around the typical, but the number of those bigger fish was incredible. Like we ran out of leeches by the end of it. Of like, I guess I didn't run out. The ones I had designated for the tournament, we used up that whole container pretty well by the end. So that was pretty crazy. The fishing wasn't like, it's a 3-person tournament, which is different than usual ones where it's 2 people in the boat, right? But the fishing was like double and triple headers nonstop. And I guess going to the very start, I had a couple places I wanted to check out, and then we had takeoff, and my cousin's hat flew off, so I turned around to go get that.
Of course.
Yeah, and then I get back up on plane, and my motor's kind of like stuttering, and I'm like, that's weird. Like it was just running fine. The one evening I got to pre-fish for it, which was the first time I got out in the boat. Everything was running fine. And it's some kind of fuel supply or fuel issue. I'm not really too sure. I ended up changing my spark plugs, one of the fuel filters, and my fuel line in my boat, and that seemed to fix it, of course, after the tournament. So I wasn't really too confident in going too far. Luckily, ended up trying 2 spots, and ended up going back to the first spot and sat there pretty well all day because it was just weeding through fish. Obviously, it would have been nice with the scope to scope around and cast to some bigger marks, but I was like, I don't want to get too far away from the weigh station here in case something's not working, kind of thing, right? And it was a beautiful day. There was a couple of storms threatening, so didn't want to push it too much. Obviously, there's enough people out there that someone could have helped if something went wrong too. But had that happen, and actually, so that was in the first minute after takeoff, already dealing with those motor issues, and then we go to my second spot. And we pull in there, and I don't have any power on my front live scope or my Lowrance, which has the Angler's Edge maps on there. And I was the only one at the time with them because I was the one who mapped it. And so I was like, this is the only year I'm going to be the only one with it, and I can't even use it. Man. It turns out I have a 100 amp hour Dakota Lithium in the front that runs all my electronics, except for the one Helix I haven't switched over yet from the previous owner's wiring. And it turns out my onboard Dakota Lithium charger, something's pooched with it. It's showing that it's fully charged when it's not. It's putting power through to the battery. I've checked all that with the multimeter, and all the connections are fine, everything like that, but it's not charging it. So I had plugged it in, checked the next day, it was showing green. Perfect. Battery's good to go. Get out there. Lasted about half an hour, and then gone. So
dang,
that was a really good start there. I mean, we still had my live scope in the shuttle, the one I take ice fishing and whatever, and then had my my Helix, which had some of my auto charting, but not that you really need maps at Buffalo, but it's just nice because I had some of the waypoints and stuff from pre-fish. But
and it's something you're looking forward to and using, and having it's like your first tournament, so you're excited, you want to use all your things, all the things I spent the winter kind of putting in and whatever. So with the battery, I ended up putting the original charger that comes with it. It's just a lower amp hour, and it charges it up just fine. So I have to figure out what the heck's going on with the onboard one. But anyways, so that happened. And for example of how the bags were,
some of my other buddies, like, Justin and Jacques, and then a third buddy, they were fishing it together. They finished with the exact same weight to the 2 decimals as they did 2 years previous, and that was good enough for 4th place.
Okay.
And this year it put them in like 36th.
Dang.
Out of yeah.
So that's the story I was remembering then, I think, from what you told me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
good competition. So Buffalo Pound's kind of booming maybe for the walleyes, essentially. Yeah. Like if they're putting out big bags.
Yeah, and I'll preface that with saying put the big ones back before saying how good it was. But I fished out there for years, and you hear about the odd one. I've talked to some of the people doing the spawn camp and whatnot, and they've said there's been some good sized walleye. I think
I'm losing you, Logan.
I just don't know if they stay in the lake. And through the course of pre-fish and then the tournament, I think I knew of 8 fish over 28 inches that were landed, which is like, I've never personally seen any that big on the water. My buddies Justin and Jacques there, they landed 2 in pre-fish, so that's where they were hanging out during the tournament, obviously. And so, I mean, I'm not complaining. Those are great size fish. Like, it makes me want to go out there and scope around and see if I can find some more of those.
Absolutely.
I don't know what it is to do with it. I'm sure lots of us that are into the fishing saw that video. I think it was out of Minnesota or Michigan, where they did the study on the wakeboard boats that showed how deep they disrupt the bottom.
Yeah.
And Buffalo doesn't get deeper than 16 feet, and they found that they can disrupt the bottom up to at least 15 feet in 15 feet of water. So I'm thinking, the way the spring had been, no one had really been out there in their recreational boats, I guess you want to call that, versus fishing boats, and no one really surfing either. So I'm kind of wondering if the big fish have stayed around longer. Because if you think about it, if you're a big fish, why would you want to stay in a lake that's 15 feet deep when you're getting blown around by boats all day?
Yeah, but where else could they go?
Well, they can go back up to Deef. They can go down into the propel system, and they can work up the last mountain. They can work down into the chains, like if they really want to. Like,
that'd be a heck of a migration if they're doing it. But yeah, you could be onto something there. Like you say, disturbance I feel like would push those big fish out 100%.
Yeah, and it was a colder. It's been a crappier weather-wise spring, right? So I'm just kind of wondering if that, like, the tournament's always around this time of year, but like, they've tagged fish with the acoustic tags, and they found them in Tagaski Lake, which is 2/3 of the way up to Diefenbaker from Buffalo. And it was 3 different species. It was carp, walleye, and burbot, I'm pretty sure.
That's super cool.
And that's where they found them. So, I mean, who knows what it is, but I mean, the bags were awesome. It's great to see. We had 2, I think our overs were, I think they're both 5 pounds, something like that, which for Buffalo is it's a very nice walleye. So we were pretty happy with that. Kind of set our benchmark that we wanted to be around, and we almost met it. So
awesome.
It was a lot of fun. I've never caught that many fish in a day there. It was like, we had to have guessed over, like, a conservative guess of at least like 120 walleye.
And you were slip bobbing, or is that hush hush?
No, Dad slip bob for a bit. I caught the overs, some of the overs on plastics. I was running the Mooch minnow,
nice,
on a moon eye, on a shaker jig, actually. And then my cousin Harper, he was catching, we were catching so many, he literally was putting a bear jig down there, and I'm like, put a leech on. He's like, I don't need to. And then he'd catch a walleye, and I was like, wow. Okay, well, if a big one comes by, you're going to want to have a leech on there. So
yeah.
But yeah, he caught like 4 in a row just jigging beside the boat without a leech on. Like,
that's nuts.
It was crazy.
That's fire. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it was good. It is good to get out there, even though everything, I mean, that seems to be tournament fishing. Things always, if something's going to go wrong, it's going to happen during tournament time. So if I was just fishing recreationally, not in a competition there, I'm sure everything would have ran fine, but that's just the way she goes.
Yep.
No excuses. I was happy enough with our bag, and it just wasn't good enough. They found obviously some good fish. I can't remember what team had big fish, but yeah, Evan Callahan took the win there in his he's got a nice new Ranger tiller. So at least it was another tiller that did well. So
For sure.
the tiller life. And then I guess getting into the Riverhurst tournament, which just happened Father's Day weekend here, the last weekend. Got out there Thursday afternoon. It was raining, so we had supper. Got out Thursday evening, fished till like 9, got hailed on. That was fun.
Terrific.
Yeah. And I've only fished me and Justin, who I was fishing it with. We'd been to Riverhurst once, like a handful of years ago. I think we fished 15 hours there. This is before any live scope and us having a clue. We no maps, nothing like that. We caught one pike, I think, in 15 hours. It was like early spring. And so other than that, the only time I've been to Riverhurst is last year when I fished the tournament. And then this year. And Justin's really only time was this year as well. So, that was a little different. Angler's Edge Mapping, I believe, is doing some maps around there, expanding the Diefenbaker maps. I believe there's a Humminbird chip out already, which a lot of people had. I can't run that because I have a Helix 12, but it's a G2, not a G3 or above. So I couldn't run that. So I was basically running just like the auto chart live share stuff for the little bit of maps I had. So, having never had maps before, like Angler's Edge and stuff, you don't realize how helpful it is.
Yeah, no
kidding.
kidding.
Until other people have it. And I'm just driving around. It's like, okay, look on Google Earth. This looks like should be a point around here. Drive around, map it out a little bit, and then fish it, right? So you're only really, you can't look at a map and be like, okay, we're going to go here, then there, then there, then there kind of thing. So that played into it a bit, but the weather somewhat cooperated. Saturday was beautiful. And then Sunday was going to be just a downpour till like 1. And we were second flight that day. And luckily it rained for like half an hour. And then it was honestly an enjoyable day. It wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold. Yeah, there was some wind, got a little wet in the tiller. But luckily all that rain gear dries out pretty quick in the wind as well. So, definitely at the back there, I was getting it pretty good when you have no choice but to be hitting the waves sideways and whatnot. It wasn't as
splash over. It'll get you.
Yeah. And so that one, my buddy Ryder, he won it last year by like 5 pounds. He won that tournament. I think, was it with 38 pounds. Is what it was. 38 pounds between 2 days last year.
Okay.
He won it with 38 pounds or something around that last year. And so he was like, if you put in, like we were talking before, and fishing it with the Bell brothers there too. And we had about 3 teams kind of whatever pre-fishing and talking about it, and or 4 teams, and we're like if you can put up like 17-18 pound days 2 days in a row, like you're looking at 36 pounds, right?
Probably gonna do all right.
Yeah, you're probably gonna do pretty good. And so we put up 17.9 something and 17.1 something. And so first they were like, oh, that's not terrible.
Yeah, probably feeling pretty good.
Yeah, like we could have done better. Our overs were 5.5 and 4.6 pounds or something, and it was harder to find unders. And then no, it's not too bad. But then Carson, I think they had one of the biggest fish of the tournament ever, like in the tournament's history, a couple of years ago, and they got second that year, I believe. And then this year, with like an hour left in the first day, he landed a 32-inch walleye. 11 point whatever pounds, which ended up being the big fish. So they had 25 pounds the first day. I think they were sitting in second after the first day, and the other boat was just like not even a pound above them. Like it was all close there. And then the Carson's brother Caleb and his partner, I think they were in, I don't know what place they were. I think they were top 10 after day 1 as well. So me and Justin, like we thought we'd have a not bad bag compared to last year, and then all of a sudden there's 25-pound bags coming out day 1. So then we went out day 2. Yeah, we went out day 2, and we had by 10 a.m. I think we had just shy of 17 pounds, and we're like, we need a big fish or 2. Like we got to go hunting. And so we had his live scope off the left. He was scanning around. I had the trolling motor with the LVS 32 just pointing straight forward on the bow of the boat. I had my LVS 34 just kind of pointing off to the side a bit on the right. And I was just on the big motor driving around because I was having some trolling motor remote problems and I don't use the foot pedal as much. So, and we were going at like 3 mile an hour just, and didn't have maps, hunting. So we're just kind of I'm just finding the brakes, whatever, hunting, and we upgraded a slot, and that was it. We didn't find any bigs.
That would have been cool to pull a mega.
The bite was a bit tougher day 2. It sounds like for people, we finished around the same thing, and so we moved from like 35th on day 1 to 23rd, I think, on day 2 or 22nd. So we were 0.3 pounds out of the money. I think top 20 had some form of a check, but then we ended up winning some prize for hidden weight. And last year didn't get a check either, but then me and my partner Cody from last year, who was fishing with Caleb, this year we won the Rapala lithium electric filleting ice, which are like $250 each. So, and the tournament entry fee is $250. So we came out ahead there.
Thank goodness for random draws.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty lucky that way, because there's 100. I think like there's 93 teams this year in the tournament, and I think there's like eight random draw / hidden weight prizes, and I've won one each year. Nice. So yeah, so it was pretty good. And then friend of the show, Winston Stockdale, took the win once again in this one. 2 consistent days there. And no, it was a lot of fun. Great fishing. Like, again, the bag that we had was good enough for second last year, and it put us in 22nd or 23rd this year. So it's pretty crazy how it all works, but not going to complain about fisheries popping off and having good size and numbers and everything.
Man, I got to get down there more to that area of Diefenbaker and snoop around a little bit, because there's definitely some really good fishing opportunities down there. I know we were trying to. Love them, my favorite.
Apparently there's a limit on them. I didn't even know, and I don't know why. Because if you wanted to catch 1,000 goldeye, you could have caught 1,000 goldeye,
dude.
Like
literally,
me in. I'm reeling as fast as I can to keep. Like, I'd be dropping down to what looked like a good mark. Whatever it takes off or whatever, I'm missing it, and I'm reeling it as fast as I can so that they're not stealing my leech or worm. It was ridiculous.
Good sturgeon bait.
Yeah, probably would be. Everyone I caught was a master angler, so I got to submit that.
Nice.
It was, I think the master angler's 15 or 14 or something, and they were all over that. So I know
if you did it right, you could probably get like 4 or 5 master anglers in a day, all out of that Riverhurst area.
We caught on the first evening. On the first evening, we caught pike, walleye, suckers, goldeye, and perch. So,
and then maybe a burbot if you got lucky somehow.
Someone did catch a burbot there as well. So you never know. I think I did see at least one sturgeon on live scope as well. So that was pretty sweet. Definitely wasn't.
I miss those fish. I really miss those fish. I should book a trip to like Fraser River. Go for them. Did you see that? This is also off topic again. Now I'm the off topic one. Did you see that new record, largest one measured in modern history? Yeah,
that was the Sturgeon Slayers guy.
Yeah. Insane.
I didn't see the
fish.
length on it. I got sent the link of it.
I think it was 11.6 to the fork of the tail.
Okay, because I always wondered, because when I went out with Eves there, he said that some people, like if some people are just guiding, they might measure to the point of the tail to make it sound better for the clients. But he said the scientific measurements to the fork. So
yeah, that was cool.
What did you say it was?
I think 11.6 to the fork. I think, but I could be wrong. But yeah, it was an epic fish.
Yeah, it looked huge in the pictures when you've got like 6 or 7 guys lined up behind it, and it's still bigger than all of you. Yeah. So no, that's back to the tournament. It was fun. I've got it's kind of June's flown by. We've had 2 tournaments. What else? Oh, and then just some rainy. The other week I was kind of rainy, crappy for the Regina Beach tournament. I didn't fish that one. But Bell's also got big fish day 2 in that tournament. So he got, I guess it ended up with Carson ended up in 4th, I believe, and Caleb and Cody ended up in 6th. So, and then Ryder ended up in, was it 7th? I think. So
nice.
The 3 out of the 4 teams that were in the group did pretty good.
Yeah. Nice to see some local boys hammering it out, doing good.
Yeah, no, Bell's I think grew up going out to Riverhurst, so it's good to see them do well, and it's pretty cool fishery, just so much different fishing a reservoir like that.
Yeah, that's a beast to try to tackle, like you say, without mapping or just kind of going in blind. Oof,
yeah, luckily I would just drive in the middle everywhere. I'm like, please be no sandbars, nothing like that. I've been there. Yeah. The one time I was there, I guess that's when I lied. I've been there one other time. Again, this was over a decade ago. No idea what was going on. And we were just driving pretty well in the middle of the lake, a couple 100 yards offshore. And all of a sudden just go through the sandbar. We went back to check it out and just missed like a 3-foot rock and like just went from 30 mile an hour to like nothing. And just, so that like can be scary, but yeah, no, it was good. And keeping things going steady this weekend. I'm going to be heading up north on the family July long trip, like I mentioned in the intro there. So do some walleye fishing in the regular boat and lake trout fishing at a different lake. Maybe I was telling you before we recording here, went on to Google Images, Google Earth, I guess, and was scouting some new bays. I've been going up there since grade 8, which was 2010.
Ooh, you're old.
Yeah, 2010. It's been, I guess, between missing some years for fires and whatever and guiding, it's been better part of over a decade now. And I haven't really used the method of just the Google Earth to look for pike bays. Now that I know what to look for after being up at Lac La Martre, there's a couple there that I'm like, if this was Lac La Martre, I'd be going to check it out.
Right, yeah.
Some that are some skinny, I got to go through some like beaver trails almost.
Cool.
Just some flowing water. We'll see if I can get the boat through that. Can't get this boat into as much as I could my old one. Nor do I want to.
I bet the water level will be pretty high up there, so I bet you'll be okay.
True, so that could help a guy out.
Work in your favor.
Yeah, I think I found about 12 spots. I was on iHunter, and I mark them with a yellow fish mark, and if they're good, they get a green fish mark.
There you
go. If not, they get a red one.
Red, yeah, no good. NFG.
Yeah, exactly. So
I like
that's kind of what's going for me. But you're up at the fish camp now, Lac La Martre.
Yeah. Flew in with guests, guided the same day. Luckily, the boys up here had my boat somewhat together. I just had to throw a few things in, and it was running. So hey, it's helped me a lot. Threw my electronics in there. Did you take live scope? I did. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, was super helpful last year, especially July, August, for like the deep water pike off rock shoals and stuff. It was so much fun. So I can't wait till the pike start pushing out deep. The lake trout, I think, still got them tucked up shallow a fair bit, but once the lake trout start going deeper, those pike are going to creep out, and I can't wait to go live scope them and sharpshoot them out on those rocks. It was so much fun, but yeah, it's been a heck of a week. If any of the guides or staff are listening to this podcast, thank you for startup and doing it in my absence. I know there's a lot of very capable and handy guys up here that could take my place and start up, and everyone pitched in, and I'm very grateful for that. Do you like hitting your microphone stand tonight?
Yeah,
it's like 3 or 4 times maybe.
Third time. Yeah.
And the ice cooperated. The ice left basically right as the guests were flying in. There was a few chunks on day 1 by the sounds of it that people had to avoid, but then by day 2 it was basically non-existent. And we had 9 boats on the water, so 18 anglers on week 1, 6 days of fishing. They landed 287 fish over 40 inches.
Oh my God. 287?
Yeah. So do that math, and then I'm going to call out Josh again.
That's almost 32 per boat over 6 days.
32 per boat, so average of 16 per guest.
Yeah, so an average of 5.31 per day.
Per day? Nice.
Per boat.
So then do 287 minus 12.
287 minus 12.
Yeah, because and then so what's that give you?
275.
So then divide that by 8 boats, or like eight boats.
So 34.375 per boat over 6 days is 5.73.
So that doesn't affect the average that much.
Not too much, no.
No, I was giving Josh a hard time. He had a rough week, but
he's more of a late season guy, right?
He peaks, he peaks late. Yeah.
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 Well, because I had never actually guided with Jersh until my last year.
Okay.
I think, and he'd always come at like later, like after the midpoint break, I think, right?
Yeah. He's only up here for 3 weeks this year, but no, they're all the guys are great. Our guys, it's just timing and rolling into the right bay at the right time. And
Jersh is a tall guy, so if
True.
he's holding the fish, it might look smaller.
It does. He's got that problem.
Yeah.
And he admits it too, but
yeah.
That's all the angles anyway. And then this week too, we're off to a really good start. Oh, I should say that the biggest fish every day last week, pike, was 46 3/4, 45, 46, 48 1/2, 44 3/4, and 45 1/4. Those were the biggest pike.
A pike 44 larger caught every day.
Mm-hmm. And then this week, 46 1/2, 46 1/2, 46, 47, and 44 3/4.
So Colby's 48 1/2.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't 49.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Big fish, and our numbers are looking not as good as last week, but actually they're pretty darn good. I'd say it's going to be right up there, 250 fish over 40 inches, possibly.
Per week is just insane.
Yeah, plus or minus a couple there. So, yeah, we're doing really good.
Hence why I said near the top that I don't want to say it's a guarantee.
Yeah,
but
it's a high chance.
Yeah,
these first 2 weeks are just insane, and the weather's been amazing. It's been like just a light breeze and really hot, and I think we're gonna have a lot of cabbage, a lot of weed growth this year. So I'm excited for that.
Warming up the bays nicely too. Mm-hmm. I remember sometimes when that ice was still on, like the first year, said I don't know where they were, but you'd have to go search some bays to find that warmer water.
Yeah.
Than just going to the majority of the bays that we normally would, right?
Yeah, like wind-blown bays, or if a wind was blowing in off Main Lake, it'd be cold because it's blowing the ice pack water into it. So you'd have to think about that. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but no, it's been great. I managed to get the biggest double I've ever had in my net at one point. So I got a 89 1/4 inch double. So it was a 45 and a 44 1/4 in a random spot, like a channel that I've never really fished before ever. So that was even cooler. Total surprise. 7 years here and still getting surprised out on the lake. So it's a special place.
Well, my biggest that I guided, actually, it's a lie. The biggest I guided came out of Cliffs, I think.
Oh, yeah. Out on the moss.
But the next biggest, I think that was 47, but the next biggest was 46, I think, in 3/4. And that was just some random rock finger that came out. And it was like the last spot we were fishing on the day. And it was just, I may as well fish our way out because I couldn't really go fast anyways. And yeah.
So that was in the Southeast, right? So where I had my double was just not far from there, like east of there, like a mile and a bit. Like, okay. Yeah.
Nice. And what about the Lakers?
They've been just everywhere and nowhere. They've been tough. Yeah.
Finding many in bays?
Actually, the guys said no, not a ton in the bays. They did manage 2 over 40 last week. 2 over 40, and we have 2 over 40 this week. So it's still slow. We're getting some decent, like 35 to 38 inchers. So it sounds like some of the guides went north the last few days, up in like that Lone Pine area, Logan, and got on some really consistent bites for good fish. So that's nice. We might have to key in on those a little bit more. On those
islands out there, or what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
By like North River and stuff.
Yeah, I had a big one come off one of those islands and just a nasty smelling sucker hanging out of its mouth. And I think it took the Colossus headbanger as well with that in its mouth. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
No, I think this warm weather, they're going to be stacked up in Morris Channel here real quick, which I know is a favorite spot of yours. So
Yeah, that's what was good to me my first ever week.
The jig bite will be hot.
Yeah, no, I had that place mapped out like crazy. Just kind of would make it longer and longer each time. And
well,
yeah,
you should come up. Come on, we need a guide.
Yeah. Looking for a guide. July, what were the dates? July 25th to August 1st.
Yeah, something like that. That's only like, I shouldn't say we need one, but we were talking at the table how it would be nice to have an extra that week, and I was like, oh, I'll text Logan Lewis.
You imagine you just fly me up. I don't even guide. Just come hang out for a week.
Just basically, you could just do short chores for a week.
Fly me up to Whippersnip
and fish chowder.
Yeah. Go dump the food scraps and Whippersnip for us.
Do garbage runs.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be funny.
Good.
No. Yeah, I got him in a wedding the one weekend, and then I have another wedding the weekend after that. So real life getting in the way.
I'll have to ask some other people then, but
I shouldn't say real life. This is real life for you guys up there. So
this is true. Yeah, this is a lot.
How's Scoob's doing?
Good. Fish wise, he's fine. Yeah, I got all his numbers here. Do you want me just to tell you?
Is anyone doing total numbers?
Yeah. What do you mean total numbers?
Like not just numbers over 40, but like clicker numbers?
Oh, yeah. We've been doing clicker numbers, but no one's writing them down. I mean, I'm writing them down. I got 74 today, 117 yesterday, and 104 or 103 the day before that. Landed. I think Adam had over 200 2 days ago. I think he had 210 or something crazy. And he had 13 overs, 13 over 40. That was yesterday.
Yeah, that's just bonkers numbers. I've caught a couple over 40 at Buffalo this year, and I mean, it's fun going to places where you like from the guide side of it, from the DIY side of it, you're like, I haven't had as much success with pike here. And then when you do get into a 40, you're like, this is special, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not that it's not special up there either, but it's just human nature that if you catch a bunch of 35s, you're like, okay, where's the 38s? You catch a bunch of 38s. Where's the 40s? Catch the 40s. Where's the 42s, 44s, right?
So give me that 44. Give me that 45. Yeah, it's an addiction. That's why we love it.
I remember the one group I had, it was me, Colby, and was it maybe just me? It might have just been me and Colby. Yeah, it was a group of 4, I believe. And lots of them hadn't really even caught much for pike. And the first day it was like 25 inch or 30 inch, like, oh, this is awesome. And I'm like, just wait. And by the end of it is, there's the 40s and whatever.
Is it a 40? Is it a 40? No, it's like a 37. Ah, darn.
Yeah. Well, I will give Jersh credit there. He's not, if it's 39.99, he's not going to say it's 40.
100%. Yeah. No, we give him a hard time, but he does awesome. He's one of the best guides here.
Yeah. So it's a good crew up there. So, and he's going to have the most fun.
Yeah, they have fun. They come back to the dock smiling every day, just pumped. Like, it's been good. That's about all I have in my world, Logan. Changeover day and last day tomorrow. Changeover day and get ready to do it all again. Our friend Kim Shearburn's coming up. I wonder how much tackle he's bringing. We'll see what the warehouse is like. And I have not been out to catch a fish myself yet. I haven't even rigged my rods. I've been too busy putting my room together because Zach Brown stole mine and
what a guy.
And battling a bit of sickness but I'm on the mend. Things are good. And
that's good. I guess for he mentioned Kim there as one of the clients up there. Really, really awesome guy. The one year, I think he brought up 14 people out of 18 that were at the camp or something like that.
Yeah.
And he flew. It was a big. What was the occasion for that? It was a big birthday, right?
Big birthday. Yeah.
Yeah. And he brought up, like, you want to talk about gear. He flew in so much stuff.
He supplied the tackle, rods, and even rain gear to every one of the people that were invited on the trip. He had, I think, 4 40-foot tables filled in his meeting room or boardroom, filled full of rods, reels, lures, tackle boxes, rain gear, shoes, hats, sunglasses, like everything fully equipped. Like the guy cares. He gives a lot. It's awesome. It's contagious too.
I'm not as much of a gear nut or like a lure nut in knowing, oh, this is a rare this or whatever. And he had it all, according to the
Norse mouses from Europe.
And not just like one of them. He would have a full tray of them.
Yeah, like 30 of them. And big ones, like $120 lures. And then special colors, like Savage Gear, special colors from Europe. I don't know how he got them, but like the just deadliest stuff. It's so much fun.
And then at the end of the trip, he's like, you guys go and pick out a couple that you want. And so us guys got to go and grab some. I still fish some of them for pike and stuff.
Nice.
So it was, awesome for that. Just crazy amount of tackle. Even like his reel bags, or they'd hold like, what was it, like 15 reels or something like that. And and like Daiwa Lexas, like all these nice reels.
Good stuff. There ain't no ugly sticks, I'll tell you that.
We had a comment saying finally some ugly stick appreciation a couple episodes ago.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've never seen one break. I'll say that.
True. So. Man, I was using an ugly stick all week at Dory, so.
Yeah. No, it's who's using it. What matters, right?
That's right.
Yeah. No, I think that you got anything else before we wrap this thing up? Put a bow on it.
I think put a bow on her, man. I think that was a lot of storytelling. That was
for sure.
But mind you, we haven't talked in 2 weeks ourselves, so
no,
got caught up.
Not on record, at least.
That's right.
Yeah, and I guess like I said here, kind of to wrap things up there, I did just say it doesn't matter what you're using, but who's using it. But I will say, if you want some good stuff, big thanks to 13 Fishing Canada for being the presenting sponsor of the show. Like I said, I was running all their rods, their reels, Rapala, VMC, all the equipment there in these tournaments, and couldn't be happier with it. Really loving it. The new shaker jig was awesome, and shaker rod, running that, like I said. And I mean, when you can throw plastic and they want to bite the plastic, it's so much fun compared to a leech or a worm. So we've
got some Crush City paddle tails. I can't remember what
the heavy hitter.
Yeah, heavy hitters up here at the lodge, and they're working mighty fine and holding up pretty dang good on those pike too. Yeah.
There's the heavy hitter and the Mayor. The Mayor is a heavier material. It's not that TPE stretchy material.
Gotcha.
And then the heavy hitter, I believe. I hope I don't have that backwards, but I think the heavy hitter. I was throwing the heavy hitter a little bit in the tournament actually, and
Sweet.
I was having fish follow it on live scope. Just wouldn't quite commit. But on the bachelor trip I was catching 23 inches, 24 inches consistently on that big paddle tail with like a 1 ounce jig. So
sweet.
So head over to the Rapala Canada website. Use the code Weekend Warriors. That's WKND Warriors. Save yourself 15% off at checkout, whether it's rods, reels, baits, terminal tackle, scales, whatever. Anything on the website, you will save yourself 15% off. That's all myself and Jesse have for this episode. We'll hopefully be seeing you in episode 121 with Craig from Angler's Edge Mapping.